So what compelled Buttigieg to work at McKinsey?
There's no point not to hire McKinsey if you can afford it, because it's a SWAT team of analysts that is at your beck and call. They traffic and influence industry intelligence, helping executives make a decision they've already made by backfilling a report.
A former McKinsey consultant writing in Current Affairs states that McKinsey serves more than 2,000 institutions, including 90 of the top 100 corporations worldwide. No firm has touched more and been seen less. In his book, The Firm, Duff McDonald discusses McKinsey's history. McKinsey was a true forerunner of the 1980s revolutions in reorganization, downsizing, and rationalization, which are really just layoffs in different guises. It may not be too far off the mark to suggest that McKinsey has been the impetus for more layoffs than any other entity in corporate history. From a 2013 MarketWatch article, is McKinsey advice good for employees? Absolutely not. They're cost-cutting efficiency experts. They're management consultants, not labor consultants. There's no secret where their allegiance lies.
The work of McKinsey consultant Arch Patton, beginning with a study he wrote in 1951, was one of the main factors for the massive worker-to-CEO pay gap exploding from an average of 20 to 1 in 1950 to its present average of 278 to 1. Towards the end of his life, Patton was asked how he felt about the impact his work had on the growth of executive compensation. "Guilty," he replied.
It's like I'm blind. I can't see what's going on. I don't know what the market price is.
What is the real price?
What is the real price?
Enron Online will change the markets. That's our vision. We're trying to change the world.
The energy trading firm Enron was the creation of Jeff Skilling, a proud McKinsey consultant of 21 years. Enron, under Mr. Skilling, was paying McKinsey $10 million a year for advice. McKinsey fully endorsed the dubious accounting methods that caused the company to implode in 2001. The consultancy also advised virtually all of the Wall Street banks in the unprecedented credit boom of the past decade. Its consultants actively promoted the securitization of mortgage assets, the practice that poisoned the global financial system and precipitated the 2008 credit meltdown.
So again, why did Buttigieg choose to work for McKinsey? From Forbes, McKinsey celebrates departures by building their alumni network. The hub for the McKinsey Alumni Network is a members-only website to which all alumni and current employees can gain access. The website features the directory of alumni, sometimes including the home addresses and personal phone numbers of former alumni who now lead Fortune 500 companies. As of 2017, 359 ex-McKinseyites were running $1 billion plus companies. No other organization's alumni come close to this.
Most McKinsey guys are what the firm itself calls insecure overachievers. They do what they're supposed to do. They are the Harvard MBA crowd with the perfect resume. They were probably class president in high school. They did everything right. The only thing they seem to lack is their own abiding passion. They like to think of themselves as risk takers, but these are risk-averse people. They are actually very conservative people. I don't think they're necessarily divorced from a moral compass, but they do have a distance from the realities of implementation, and that can include human realities. Does this describe Pete Buttigieg? Where do we see him exhibit distance from human realities?
As a senior on the verge of graduating from Harvard, this is how Buttigieg defined compassion. Compassion forms the basis of some kind of unity. I, bleary-eyed from studying for exams, have something in common with the underpaid janitor who is bleary-eyed from working 2 jobs to support his family. In February 2019, the New York Times reported that McKinsey had helped the maker of OxyContin fan the flames of the opioid epidemic. McKinsey's consultants had instructed the drug company, Purdue Pharma, on how to turbocharge sales of OxyContin, how to counter efforts by drug enforcement agents to reduce opioid use, and were part of a team that looked at how to counter the emotional messages from mothers with teenagers that overdosed on the drug. When asked about McKinsey's part in the opioid epidemic, Buttigieg responded, "That I didn't follow. I think you have a lot of smart, well-intentioned people who sometimes view the world in a very innocent way. I wrote my thesis on Graham Greene, who said that innocence is like a dumb leper that has lost his bell, wandering the world, meaning no harm."
From a New York Times profile piece of Buttigieg. Buttigieg has a knack for reducing the intractable issues of American life to some academic-sounding project, as if racial inequality were just another puzzle for the smart kids at McKinsey to solve. He is also deft about acknowledging that this is exactly what he is doing, noting his own privileged detachment as he is exercising it.
What I'm seeking to do is make sure at key moments like the community gathering tonight that I have the right kind of presence that can signal and gather the values of the community and at the same time continue with a campaign that's going very well.
Before heading out to South Bend's town hall to be confronted over Eric Logan's shooting, Buttigieg contemplated his own lack of emotional expression. I think a lot of time when people are talking about what they want to see you do emotionally, what they really are asking is that they want you to make them feel a certain way. A mayor is sometimes described as having a role of a pastor and a commander-in-chief all in one. Pastors aren't always the most emotional, although interestingly, it's certainly an important part of Black tradition, and maybe that's part of why these things sometimes read differently across cultures, right?